Hello my YouTube friends and fans, welcome back to Elden Ring. I just recently got transported to this place here where I am right now, this little shack here in a mine that was totally unexpected, and that's basically a trap. So if you go to the Dragonburn ruins at the beginning when you start the game, where there's this big dragon in the lake, and you go down and find that chest, it actually transports you, and as you can see it says you have been trapped, you cannot travel, fast travel anywhere. And I was just at this point, I was like, oh my god, where am I? I'm somewhere way out in this red area on the red map where I'm totally under leveled, where it's very dangerous. I probably won't survive there at all. I want to get out of here. How the heck do I get out of here? So I was just like, well, you know, there has to be a way out, and those guys here are super deadly. I mean, you think you can fight them, and at first looks like, okay, I got one guy, it's not such a big deal, but there's actually the one big guy in this mine, the boss of all of them, that literally can take you down with like one shot. But I eventually find a quick way away from them. And once I land down here, it's pretty safe. And thank God, look what I see. Lost Grace, but also there's Rot Grease here, which I grab real quick. But once I know there is a Lost Grace down here, I know that I have a way out. And it took me a few tries to get out of this mine, to get to this point. It is so close, but those enemies up there are so deadly that you just like, whoa, good luck. But anyway, I was then thinking, well, you know, I could transport back, but let me just kind of see where this even actually goes. And as you can see here, I'm level 28 only. All my levels are not that high. My strength is the highest, which I've been ranking up like crazy. But it's only at 22 because it takes, you know, every time you rank up, you need more and more runes for the next level. And I've been doing a lot of exploring and finding just so many great things. So I'm thinking, well, you know what, this could be a way to go and find more cool things. Let's see, and what's the worst can happen? I die, right? And then I just have to try again. And I was actually able to explore the whole map. And actually just right across from that Salia Crystal Tunnel, right across the water, you find this beach here. And you can kind of see here where I am exactly, right, kind of like in the middle there, right there. And this is where you actually find enemies that you should be able to take out without too much struggle, even if you rank lower than 28, which I am right now. I do have a Morning Star here at +3 though, which is really powerful. But I've tried the sword too, and it almost did like a better job. But here you see my run with the Morning Star, and you get 165 points per enemy, and it takes me only 3 hits to get them. And while I'm on my speed, it's super easy to get away from the poison that they try to throw at you. And you know, at the beginning I kind of got poisoned a few times, and then you just have to make sure you kind of just keep an eye on your health, because when you poison, your health kind of starts dropping, and you should make it. So my first few runs here were always like 6 enemies, and I had a specific route how I took them down. I knew exactly where to go, and you know, to kind of line them up nicely so I could do this super fast, and then kind of end up at the beach where I take down the other 2 of the 3 that are my 3 beach boys here. So that's exactly 7 enemies here times 165, which gives you 1155 runes in this very, very short run. So my first few runs were always 7 enemies, because I thought that's all the enemies that are really there. Until I found out there's actually way more enemies there of the same type that I could include in my route. So here I go again, including 4 more enemies here. And sometimes I have to, you know, hit a little harder to get them, but in general, if you have a +3 weapon, You should be able to take them out with like 3 hits. And the good thing is that they are super slow. They're basically like slow zombies. So it makes it very easy to have basically very little resistance, where even if you stand still next to them, you're not in any danger until you stand there a little bit, you know, overstay your welcome a little bit, and then you will kind of become victim of the poison. But even then, the poison is not instantly killing you. As long as you get away and heal yourself, you should be totally fine. So now I'm going into this kind of broken church here, but there's a ton of them, so you cannot really hang out here. I kind of picked that lonely guy at the end of the church, because as soon as I get him, they start like throwing a bunch of poison on. So you kind of have to leave. And it's not really worth it to stay in there and try to fight the other ones, because there's like 4 of them coming at you at the same time, throwing poison at the same time, which kind of drops your health like drastically, like super fast. I've tried, trust me. You could go back and kind of single them out, but in general, I do not recommend it. So I usually go back and take the 2 at the end here, because they have forgotten about me and thus stopped spitting poison, so it makes it easy. So I have 10 enemies now in one run, which gives me 1,650 runes. And this last run here, the one with the 10 enemies, took me less than 2 minutes to complete, so you can see how efficient that is. So I'm going to show you real quick now, you know, what really happens if you go into this church here and you start becoming a little greedy. I take this like single guy out here, which is easy. And then you go back and you try to take the others out. You can see there's at least 4 or 5 other ones. And they literally throw poison at you from all directions. So I've done that a few times and I kind of died every time. But it's really not a big deal, because thanks to your steed, you can just ride in there and quickly pick it up again before they, you know, come at you again and grab that last guy one more time and head out into safety. But if you feel that you have good enough weapons and, you know, all your other levels are quite a bit leveled up, you're strong enough and all that, you may want to go back there to the church and there to go into the catacombs that are below it, or it's not really a catacombs, it's just a room below it. And I'm going to show you that right now here, because this is how I did it. I was just making sure that I basically had no runes on me that I can lose in case I die, because I pretty much, you know, thought the first run I'm probably going to die here. I'm going to try to get away from all the poison. I'm like, yeah, yes, I made it. Awesome, that wasn't hard at all, right? Get in here and grab what you can grab down here. Which is called a rock sling. I haven't tried that out yet, but hey, whatever you find is awesome. Then you try to get up, and of course, they're all waiting for you here. So that was not such a good idea, and I had no way to get out. It did not have anything to do with my strength or anything. They literally just blocked the way. So I had to come up with a better strategy here. Because my runes were still down there, and even though there weren't many, I still wanted them back. So I was like, well, I have to be a lot faster, because I'm gonna have to be able to get down there and out before they come running down the stairs and block my way out. And that's quite iffy here. But I was thinking, well, let's not, you know, waste any time here. Go down as fast as I can, grab my runes, and get out. As you can see, the stairs are free. They are really, really slow at like moving, but they are super fast with their poison. And again, I barely made it out there, but I was lucky that I actually did make it out anyway. So that was awesome. And if you're the curious type like me, you may be feeling tempted to kind of just ride around in this bloody mess here to see if you can find any better enemies that are giving you more runes or whatnot, and you get kicked off your horse, and you know what that means. An invasion! I'm playing offline, so I'm not getting invaded by any other players. I'm actually getting invaded by an NPC. And the way I usually get away out of it, because I can't fight them. I don't know if you can even fight them. They are all just super strong. I usually just run away as fast as I can, and they usually give up. But as you can see here, I have this red bar really high, which affects my health. And I'm so close to the Lost Grace that I'm like, I'm just gonna go there to get my health back. And that was a mistake, because I should have just replenished my health on the go, and I would have been fine. But, you know, it's good to die right next to Lost Grace, right? And there's actually, if you're here, you probably know these other enemies right around here, like this guy. And I was lucky to get him from the back, because those guys can be super deadly. They're actually giving you 175 points, so 10 points or 10 runes more than the ones that I just showed you, that I love, the swamp guys. But I'm telling you, those are a lot harder to, you know, rack up, because they come like in troves, attack you from all kinds of different sides, and they seem to be slow, but when you least expect it, they have like this super attack, and they can just come at you with like 10 scissors, and you're like dead within a tenth of a second. So again, I prefer the swamp guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.